real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Benny Brown started working as a sharecropper in a cotton field when she was 7 years old, and she raised 5 girls and 2 boys by herself. Over 40 years ago, someone helped Benny when she had no place to go, so she has been paying it forward ever since. Benny's suing because she bought the defendant a car, but she has yet to repay Benny. Defendant Kamika Nelson says she's 19 years old and is going to school to be a nurse. Kamika does not want to be a freeloader and wants to take care of her responsibilities, but feels Benny is suing for more than she owes.
All right, you want to give me some background?
I'm a mother, a grandmother, single parents. I raised 5 boys and 2 girls by myself.
Wow, congratulations.
I work I work 2 8-hour jobs. I leave from one and go to the other one. And I was evicted out of a place that was nobody living in but winos.
Why did they evict you?
Because
you didn't have any wine?
The building was condemned.
Okay.
So when they come to condemn the building, they were putting everybody out.
How long ago was this?
About 40 years ago now.
When you were raising your children?
Yeah, because my baby was just a week old then, and he's 40-something now. So he came and when he knocked on my door, him and the deputy sheriff, I had this week-old baby in my arm. And he said, ma'am, he said, you don't have a place to go? Because everybody's supposed to be out. And I said, I don't have any place to go. And he says to me that he was going to let me stay there until I go back to work. And then I could move. But he said, take my card and call the city welfare and get on welfare to help you with your kids. And I did that. I went back to work, found a place to live. And he said, when you get back up on your feet, he said, help somebody else. And that's what I've been doing, and that's how I come to helping Miss Nelson.
Where did you know Miss Nelson from?
In the neighborhood. Her family and my family is like in-laws. I've been knowing her family over 10 years. She was going to one job 2 hours, and then she'd get off and catch a bus and go way out in Creek Court from 5 until 11 at night. Then she'd be standing out there, and people come along trying to pick her up. So I looked at her like myself. Somebody need to help her.
That's right.
So
you still working 2 jobs?
No.
What, you still work?
No, I do. I mow lawns. I mow lawns, rake leaves. But that's not for pay. That's my property that I do that around.
All right. How old are you? If
I'm
you don't
75.
mind.
I'll be
75.
I'll be 76.
Good. And
my birthday is November the 7th.
All right, I'll try to keep that in mind if that's a hint.
I've been working since I was 7 years old, Judge.
7 years old.
I started chopping cotton when I was 7. I had to pick cotton when I was 9.
Pick cotton?
Pick cotton. I got bugs in my head now. The spots from
what state?
Jonestown, Mississippi, 75 miles below Memphis, Tennessee. My hometown wasn't on a map until they put the casinos down there.
How old are you?
I'm 75. I'll be
75.
I'll be 76.
Good. And
my birthday is November the 7th.
All right, I'll try to keep that in mind if that's a hint.
Plaintiff Benny Brown says she started working as a sharecropper when she was 7 years old, and she's suing the defendant for failing to repay her for a car.
What years were you picking cotton?
When I was back in there, I can't remember where back there. I know I was 7 years old.
And where were you? So I guess that's 68 years, I guess.
Well, I've been working all my life.
Where were you living? Who were you living with?
On the plantation with my mother.
Sharecroppers, obviously, because slavery was over.
I chopped cotton in 5 days a week, and we got $15. So.
That's very interesting to hear that experience.
I know from more about working than I do anything else other than having babies. So I had
Now,
people,
why don't you tell folks, some folks, viewers don't know what sharecropping is, but why don't you explain it?
sharecropping is working for the white man on the plantation. He gives you a place to stay. So he owns you. You have to work for him.
One step away from slavery.
One step away from slavery, because you went out in the morning at 6 o'clock, you come home and you had just an hour to fix your meal and eat to get back to that field. All you got was
And that was a little small log cabin.
Little small log
with
cabin.
no separate bedroom.
You could
sleep
sit in the house
everybody
and
in
look
that little
outside.
plane.
All of us had to sleep in the same bed. My brother slept down at the foot of the bed, and me and my sister slept at the head of the bed.
And then how did you get out of sharecropping?
You moved out, move away.
That is something. And then when you did leave, you got your 2 jobs and raised 7 children.
When I had a baby a year and 6 months old when I came up here.
Okay.
That was my 6th child.
Okay.
I got pregnant whilst I was up here.
You had 6 children already?
Already.
When you were in Mississippi?
Right. They didn't allow you to have birth control pills down there, because more babies you have, the more kids to go to the field.
Yeah.
So you weren't allowed to have birth control. Doctors wouldn't give you birth control. You know, I got grandbabies, great-grandbabies. So that was a doctor's grandbaby. They adopted me, I didn't adopt them.
You're a great woman with a great background. You're a great woman. Give you a hand. Before we get to the loan, she's asking you to repay. Why don't you give me some background?
I'm 19 years old. I work at home health care, and I go to school in St. Louis, Missouri, to a community college to study CNA. And between work and school, I help my mother and my siblings out. And I have a sweetheart, and I have no intentions of being a freeloader or anything. I just do my business when I can, and I handle my responsibilities.
Okay, that's very impressive. St. Louis is a very tough town.
Yeah.
What type of schools did you go to? The public school system?
No, I had like a lot of trouble up in public schools and stuff, so my mom now sent me to a job, St. Louis Job Corps, so I stayed there and got a trade, and I got my high school diploma.
Good. See, so there are all alternatives when folks have a hard time in public schools. Because public schools in major cities are the pits. They teach less rigorous curriculums. They give them 40 in the class as opposed to 15 in a class, where kids who go to better schools get 15 kids in the class, so clearly they get a lot more attention. And secondly, unfortunately, a lot of those highly trained, highly educated teachers don't want to go into the inner cities because they got to deal with what I just said. 40 people in the class, children who coming out of poverty, and they come out of communities where there might be a lot of neglect of the kids because the parents might be on drugs, alcohol, or the parents just don't know how to contribute to their child's education. Job Corps is an alternative, and you made the best of that alternative by going and getting your GED, getting trained, and now you're in a community college. So I think you're a great young lady. Give her a hand, too.
Plaintiff Benny Brown says she started working as a sharecropper when she was 7 years old, and she's suing the defendant for failing to repay her for a car.
Give me the specifics on the loan.
When she asked me to co-sign for her car, I said, baby, I can't do that. I said, because you'll mess my credit up if you don't pay for it.
That's smart.
But she said, Grandmama, I need help. Said, somebody needs to help me, please, Grandmama. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you promise to pay me back, I will buy you a car. She said, I will. So I went looking for her a car. I found her a 2001 Chevy Impala.
Okay.
I'd taken her down. She didn't have a driving license. We drove around. I said, do you like it? She said, yes, ma'am, Grandma, I like this. I'm sure gonna pay you back. I had to put $500 down on it. Wait till she get her driving license and bring her back so she could fill out the papers. Count it out.
She hasn't repaid you, young lady? What do you say?
Yes, I feel like I owe her the money, but not the amount that she's asking for, because the car was only worth $2,500, but I'm being sued for $2,800.
What was the agreement?
The agreement was to pay her back the money until the car.
How much?
$2,800.
So if the agreement was $2,800, why did you agree to it then?
Because I had misread the papers.
Did you tell her you misread it?
Nope.
This is the first time you've told her that?
Yep.
I'm not going to give you a break on this. You should have told her back then when you first discovered it, and you didn't discover that today. You knew before today you had made a mistake, and that's what you should have come to her and told her. Then you say you have a document. So I'm going to have to grant her judgment. Your only defense is you made a mistake on the amount, but we have a written document that you signed, and that would be $2,800. You know, ma'am, I want to say to you, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a picture with you. You're probably the biggest success story that I've seen or met. I have met, and I know the president. I know biggest celebrities in the world, the Denzel Washingtons. I know them all. Associate with a few of them. But I didn't ask for their picture. Because
I would love to have a picture.
because I am just thrilled to meet you, honored to meet you, and I hope you accommodate me with a picture. All right?
I would love to.
Thank you. $2,800 is your judgment. Young lady, continue your success. I'm proud of you. All right?
Thank you.
Good luck. Have a good day.